Welcome everybody to today's ecosystem working group All Hands. This is the public version of this All Hands happening every other week. I'm going to be your MC. My name is Ruben, and before we start, I would love to briefly guide you through the agenda. So I'll start with a small overview of the ecosystem working group. Then we'll go into individual spotlights around 1 minute each. Deep dives, 5 to 7 minutes each afterwards, and hopefully we will have some time for Q&A afterwards. So what's the ecosystem team's mission? Our mission is to seed the long-term growth of the decentralized web. And we do that by cultivating a wide variety of stakeholders and align them with the success of IPFS, of Filecoin and libp2p. And in doing so, we treat them like goals. So what's Filecoin? Filecoin is a crypto-powered storage network. IPFS is what makes the web work peer-to-peer. So it's a peer-to-peer distributed storage network. And libp2p is everything networking. So it's a modular network stack for P2P protocols, and a lot of the leading protocols in Web3 are leveraging the libp2p libraries. The wider ecosystem team hails from 6 orgs: Outercore, Filecoin Foundation, NFT.storage, Protocol Labs, Starboard, Estuary, and Filecoin Green. And all of them together, we make up the ecosystem working group. And in this conglomeration, we have more than 80 plus amazing full-time contributors, many of which are with us here today, and you will hear from. How are we organized? So our kind of ecosystem lead is Colin, and then we have a number of sub-teams led by individual ecosystem leads. If you want to engage with any of these, we have outlined their kind of contacts here. Please feel free to take a screenshot or contact us later and get in touch. So what's the kind of core strategy? How do we kind of go to market? How do we make this ecosystem a success? You see in the middle is kind of our core strategy. We engage developers, we engage builders, we then help them support and kind of spin up their projects. And if they decide to make their projects into an actual business, we then help them incubate the business, help them provide capital, etc. This is also where my team play. This kind of core strategy is then flanked by 2 other initiatives. Number 1 is ecosystem multipliers, which are the major unlocks. Dietrich and team are driving, browser strategies and larger unlocks to kind of tackle large swaths of the problem space. And then we also have to grow and expand our storage and retrieval and mining operations. In doing so, we have seen major success. We have, more than 10K developers building and engaged via hackathons. We have awarded more than 200 dev grants since April alone, and the accelerator team has done a great job in building and scaling the program, working with notable brands like Alliance, Techstars, Consensus, and so on and so forth. And this has resulted in, an explosion of projects building on our stack. In, the upcoming slides, you see many of the kind of foremost brands in Web3. So, this is just a small subset of teams that are leveraging our stack. So huge explosion in adoption that is kind of all captured in this graph that we all very much love. And that shows how much, this ecosystem has grown and continues to grow. And in this graph, we have teams ranging all the way from, early dev grants to, accelerator stage projects to Series A, C, D, and beyond. Hackathons has been one of the major unlocks on how we kind of realize this vision, with more than 70K people touched through hackathons and more than 700K awarded in prizes. Storage capacity has also grown massively. And I feel this is a slide where you sometimes really need to kind of stop and stand still and appreciate that 1% of all storage capacity in data centers globally, worldwide, in 2021 is on Filecoin, right? That's the equivalent of 4 billion 1080p movies, 1,600 Netflix movie archives, or 65,000 Wikipedias. That is a lot. That is a lot. Also, the actual storage, so how this capacity is leveraged, has been exploding. You see a lot of kind of up and to the right action across active deals and deal count. Also on the Web2 client front, we have been making major progress with more than 1,000 unique deals, and many of them, with large kind of volumes put onto the network. Now, you might wonder, what are the use cases? What is the type of data that people are putting onto our networks? We have NFTs. We are playing in metaverse and gaming. We are up from 86 million NFTs stored to 92 million stored this month. So that's a major jump. And we continue to grow through the bear market. So builders are building. And we have use cases in the video and audio vertical, consumer storage and verifiability, finance and bio, Web2 data sets, and so on and so forth. So this said, I would love to hand it over to our amazing spotlights. Remember, 1 minute each, and the first one is going to be Filecoin Foundation and Phil Singapore. Hand it over to Clara.
Thank you, everyone, for driving all the messaging for Filecoin Singapore. I know we've been pushing it every other week in this call. It turned out to be a great success. Originally, we weren't sure how many people were going to attend, and for those that know the backstory, we had to really do a massive turnaround from shifting the date to making sure that we can drive people flying from very difficult parts of Asia to be able to come in person. And at the end, we had around 3,600 registrations, which is incredible. I think originally we had a target for 1,000. So being able to 3x that number was great. We had around 1,600 attendees over 28 side events, and then also around 1,000 online viewers. So these are really amazing numbers. There were some notable events, including the Filecoin Advisors Dinner, the Fireside Chat with Andrew Yang. Andrew actually flew to Singapore for just less than 17 hours just to speak at our event. He didn't do any other activity. We had a small meet and greet, but I think a lot of people were really shocked and impressed that he would go out there and just do something for us like that. So he landed in Singapore at 6 a.m., flew out 1 a.m. So that was really great. We also had the first ever Fill.VC that others can elaborate more on, but this was a really quick turnaround by everyone on the ventures and accelerators team to get over 300 investors together. We also sponsored the Speakers Lounge at Token 2049, which was a really great way for us to be able to interact with a ton of investors and speakers that were on the main stage, and also just make sure that they're aware of Filecoin. And so one thing that was definitely pertinent is if you guys look at any of the tweets related to Singapore, a lot of people are tagging Filecoin with Token 49, which is really great to be able to get that major association with a large conference. We were also in the same venue space. So a lot of people, if they didn't attend Phil Singapore, still heard about that event heading into Token 2049. And definitely the impression was they felt like Filecoin truly showed up. It's also really great stories. Like there was a organizer from Paris Blockchain Week who came up and told us that this was one of the best events that they've ever attended, and they want to use the playbook for the way that they're organizing Paris Blockchain Week. So I'm going to stop and let's keep going.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing, Clara. And I was there. Truly amazing how you kind of worked the event, worked the room, and got everyone together. Appreciate you. Cool. Next one is me. So I had the honor to, be part of the team that put together Fill.VC. So thanks to everyone who made this a success. That was a concentrated team effort. We had 26 teams pitching, more than 300 leading investors. So it was a true invite-only event. We had hundreds of investor and founders intros made. So our mailboxes are truly exploding. It was a smashing success. And we had trillions and trillions of capital in that room. So there'll be many more. We will build on the back of the success that we had. And again, thank you to everyone who has helped us make this a reality. Matt,
My name's Matt Hamilton. I'm the lead of the FVM Developer Experience DX team. So FVM is the Filecoin virtual machine, and you're going to be hearing a lot about that coming up soon. So this is just a quick recap of a Twitch stream that I did. For those that don't know, Twitch is an online streaming platform, and there's a lot of live coding that goes on there. So people will start coding on there. I took the chance to do a demo of deploying a Solidity contract. That's a kind of type of smart contract that you deploy to Ethereum and Ethereum compatible virtual machines onto our new Filecoin Ethereum virtual machine that we are working on. So this is demoing code that had literally been put onto the testnet the day before, right? And so I'm hoping to continue these with these kind of small live streams. They're interactive. People can come in and talk in the chat and discuss kind of as we're going along. But it's a very kind of raw way of kind of seeing how you actually develop things, how you use some of the tools that we create. So that's that. If anybody's interested, for any other ideas to stream on here. So we've got a deep dive from Zondax later on about their assembly script, and I'm hoping to do a similar thing with their assembly script toolkit soon to do a Twitch stream on that. Thanks a lot.
Cool. Amazing work, Matt. Truly differentiated audience you are meeting there. So yeah, great. Storage provider sales kit.
Hi, everybody. I'm Allie Garnett. I'm the content marketing lead for storage providers, and I'm here to introduce the sales kit that we've put together for all storage providers. So this is a collection of assets, including battle cards, email templates, client presentations, FAQs, case studies. We're going to add social media templates. And any storage provider can access them, and there's some of them are templates that can be modified for their own purposes. And we're really excited about this, and we expect that it to have a lot of long-term evergreen value. So I encourage everyone to go to that website that's there, and they can put in their email address, and you will get a Google Drive folder emailed to you where you can start using all these assets. So, you know, we're happy to be launching that. The case study program, we've also launched a case study program to do very deep dives into storage providers to really tell their story, how they do their work, what their challenges and successes are, and their future outlook, and just everything about a storage provider to really shed light on, just to kind of demystify storage providers, not only for other storage providers, but particularly for clients. And so this is a more evergreen content that we can use for a very long term. And I encourage everyone to click on the link here, and they can read our first case study. We have another one coming out next week and another one at the end of the month. So that's it for me. Thank you, guys.
Great. Thank you, Ali.
One more slide on storage providers, and we'll leave everybody alone. One of the things that we launched early on in the storage provider marketing team is the sp.filecoin.io website. And it's over time has become a great resource for all things storage providers. And one of the things that we're going to be breaking out is going to be the lender information. So we created sp.filecoin.io/lenders for a resource for all our storage providers to be able to find lenders in the Filecoin ecosystem and get the funds they need to continue to run their businesses. So take a moment to take a look at that website. And if you are a lender, please let us know, and we can add a card for you and drive some more business. Thank you.
Hey, everybody. I'm going to share some updates with you on the data onboarding site Revamp. So fun fact, our new content marketer joined recently, Elle, and she told me a really fun thing, which is, as it turns out, a lot of people go to filecoin.io/store thinking it's a merch section of Filecoin. And so as awesome as Filecoin merch is, I think we need to do a better job of actually communicating the value proposition of the product we're building. And so filecoin.io/store is being revamped. We're focused on three things. First, we want to point users to actual products built on the protocol, so really help clients find the right tools that fit their needs. We want to really articulate the value proposition of the protocol and the products that are built on it with case studies and interesting success stories. And finally, we also want to give a sense of how storing data on Filecoin actually works. We don't want to go too deep, but we do need to have people understand how this all actually works under the hood, and have them be convinced of why this is an interesting alternative to all these Web2 storage and compute alternatives. So we're planning on launching in 3 weeks at Phil Lisbon. What you're seeing here in the mocks is almost final, although there's a lot of work to do here on content. And we're super excited about releasing something that's going to help users actually find better products and make use of our ecosystem to its fullest extent.
Wow, Zhao, this looks absolutely sick. Much needed. Great work. Wow. Fileverse.io, Andreas.
I'm Andreas. I'm the co-founder actually, of Fileverse. Fileverse is what? In just a few words, it's a tool for file sharing and collaboration between addresses. So it's built to be private, easy to use, and on-chain. We took a really bottom-up approach to building this. We made it open source, free, built via donations, completely on Gitcoin and via some grants. And it worked. We started during Gitcoin round 13, which was around April of this year, and have been in the top 5 projects ever since on the platform. We have 13,000 donors, sorry. And I think that probably the reason why it resonated with so many of the contributors and people in Web3 is something that some of you alluded to in your presentations. There was a bit of a lack of understanding how cool, for example, IPFS is, and the non-financial, non-speculative, non-stressful transactions side of Web3. So to prove that, to kind of bring this to a general audience and also to give better tools to Web3 natives, we started by building the alternative to WeTransfer. So you just upload and share multimedia files. We also encrypt the file, which WeTransfer doesn't do it. And one thing that you can add is then on-chain rules for who can access your files. You can token gate your files. You can even create access tokens, airdrop them to many addresses, ENS addresses on any EVM chain, and get those addresses to join your file collaboration group or just open your file. And you can even create chat rooms and stuff like that on top of it. So this iteration was super successful. We got a huge amount of feedback and contributors and people helping us build this open source tool. And now the new extended version, and I'll stop with that, of Fileverse is going into really becoming fully permissionless and on-chain, meaning that you'll be able to deploy smart contracts for file management. So you can think of it a bit like a Google Drive with on-chain rules to manage access, permissions, and types of collaboration. So I hope you can all give it a go. It's on beta.fileverse.io. I'll link it in the chat.
Thank you, Andreas. Thank you. And I know how hard it is to cut through all of the things on Gitcoin. So yeah, amazing work to making it up. JD.
I'm Mansi and from Superfund Social. So basically, we all know that how fast information gets spread through the memes. So like our aim at the Superfund is to become a creator-owned funny social platform to using like Filecoin and Lens protocol. So here like people can share funny content, memes, and like brands can create a meme-thon to crowdsource the memes from the best artists. So this is how they can get the work from the best artists, and also best artists get recognition from the brands. And we can see like many brands are using memes to spread the word about their product. So this is our main aim at Superfund Social. So currently it's on testnet and we are going to deploy it on mainnet soon. So we'll share the link in chat. So would like to hear your feedback. So this was all about. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Jaideep. Cool. And that concludes the ecosystem spotlights. Let's start the deep dives. Zondex.
Hi, everyone. Here's Ainoa, and I'm with my colleague Emmanuel here, both in real life. First of all, thank you very much for this chance to present the work that we have been doing the past months as part of the Early Builders program of EVM. And today we are presenting the EVM assembly script SDK. What is it about? So it's an end-to-end solution and working environment to write smart contracts in Filecoin using a JavaScript-like syntax. We are here enabling in EVM writing smart contract with assembly script. And we want this to be very easy to build, to test, to deploy, and to document. While JavaScript-like syntax, because we believe, and the data show us that as well, that JavaScript is still the most popular language among others. And most important, we have seen that it has a very low entry barrier, even for blockchain beginners. So if we really want to get to all those developers that don't know that are used to other languages like JavaScript or the family of JavaScript, so JavaScript, assembly script, or TypeScript, this could make them very easy getting into smart contract development. So how does it work? So behind the scenes, what the SDK enables is to write smart contract in a very easy way so that people can really focus in the business logic of what they want to build. The SDK generates then automatically an API. And we have as well developed a client tool where we can load this API and make very easy the interaction with the smart contract. So you can see what are the methods and interact with them. We are also, we have made very easy to deploy them. And as we have made available a public node that we are hosting, and so the smart contract compiles in Wasm, and then it can be deployed in this public node that we are hosting. And maybe in the future, we are also working on a faucet. Yeah, because at the end, products are built by people. And it has been a really great experience to work as a team, and the collaboration with the EVM team in the whole early builders program with other people like Matt that presented before. So, well, this is the team behind us. We are Thondex. We are a company of more than 20 engineers, and we really want to give a big thanks to EVM and the Filecoin Foundation for this chance. The work has not ended because we really want to move on, build more use cases, and maybe even, we are now trying to promote it and get feedback from the community to see how can we even improve it. And now, very briefly, my colleague Emma will show you a bit what we have in the...
Yeah. So this is a site that we have created to gather all the documentation about this end-to-end solution. If you come here, this is docs. We are going to share the link later in the chat. You can see this nice documentation. I mean, we have structured it to have like in many pieces. One of them is the assembly SDK itself. You can see the structure, how to use it, how to build it, how to run the CI. And many more things there. Then you have like a section to the FEM client tool with some videos on it, so you are more than welcome to see them and give feedback on them. Then you have here some kind of snippets, so you can see how to create your own projects from scratch. We have a template for you to use it. We will post the link here. The template is here. So you can use this template. It will create the repository on your GitHub, and you will have all the material you need to start. Just like, I mean, this is a working smart contract, so you can just start modifying everything, and that's it. Here you will find two things that are important too: the live node with the configuration for you to use it. And the last one is use cases. We have built so far 4 different use cases: a Hello World, a Filecoin name services, it's a Ethereum name services but in Filecoin, and an ERC20. It's a fully functional ERC20 like smart contract that you are more than welcome to see it, to check it, to fork it, to test it in our live node. And I don't want to spend more time because I think we are past. So thank you very much for your time, and we are most welcome to the website and to give feedbacks. Thank you.
Amazing, great work. I think the chat is blowing up a number of stages that we would love to put you on. So yeah, amazing work, and thank you for sharing. All right, then let's move on. Ted at Glitter Protocol. Just saw you in Singapore.
Hey guys, we're Glitter Protocol and like an open content indexing protocol for the Filecoin. So like when people are using Filecoin IPFS, most of the time, like we would need to like get the data from the data ID. It is like basically some kind of like a pretty simple file system, like when we are using them. And so we want to index and to create some kind of like index and search, decentralized search on this different kind of contents. And right now Filecoin is an amazing protocol for storing data. And now we want to make the data on the Filecoin easy findable, easy to be accessed, and improve the usability of the Filecoin. Developers will be able to use the protocol to locate all kinds of data all across the Web3 world. And we're also trying to incentivize developers and users to share as many data as they want to earn some data usage fee. So like as Filecoin continues to grow, the needs to locate data will become more and more urgent. And we believe that the protocol is the solution. In this year, we launched 2 versions of our testnet, and like some of our investors are having us running validated nodes to test out the tokenomics and infrastructures. And our current testnet version supports SQL and MongoDB grammar, and we already released our Go, Python, and Node.js SDK, and our JavaScript SDK is under development, so developers will be able to directly use our SDK. Actually, like when we are working with some developers using our SDK, like some of them are trying to index some data from on the Arwave, like one of our ecosystem projects. They are building a decentralized search engine for Mirror, because all the data of the Mirror are being stored on the Arwave. And then they were asking, like, they found that they have a really hard time when they are trying to get the data, because the tokenomics of the Arwave does not incentivize nodes to upload data, to synchronize data to others. So like when they start synchronizing data, like after 2 weeks, there are only 2 nodes in the entire Arwave networks are willing to synchronize data to theirs. So like then we decide to do something can benefit the entire Arwave ecosystem and help the Filecoin. And we decide to put entire Arwave data on the Filecoin. And in this way, like actually there are so many different kind of Arwave ecosystem projects. When they are trying to retrieve data from the Arwave nodes, when they are still in like a demo stage, it's simple. But like once they gain some tractions, once they have some users, like the Arwave network, this mechanism that simply does not work. So they have to run their own Arwave nodes to serve their own users and store their own data. And that's not decentralized at all. So we decided to pull the entire Arwave data on Filecoin. And we already do partial of this data thanks to David from Web3 storage. And in the entire of the data of the Mirror is already on the Filecoin right now. And everyone can try it out. It's like index3.io. Essentially the data are already on the Filecoin and IPFS. Hopefully with our infrastructure and Filecoin, we'll be able to see more and more different kind of decentralized content apps coming in the near future. We want to become some kind of like exchange hub between the Web3 world and all of our existing information. Feel free to get a connect with me, and this is our website, libp2p.io, and we will do more demo cases like in the future. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Ted. Amazing pitching as always. Thank you. So now we have Sylvan.
Hello guys. This is also like trying to provide everyone with something for more scalable and more composable network intelligence building. So maybe some of you don't already know, Filecoin generates lots of data every day. So like every day, Filecoin actually generates about 100 gigabytes of data. The blockchain itself stores about like maybe 20% of it, and then there's like lots of high value information. With the upcoming FVM, there will be even more data that's capturing a really high value. Filecoin is very unique from other blockchains such as Bitcoin or Ethereum because it covers more dimensions of data. For example, like Bitcoin only covers the token level data, the circulating supply, the token minting, and like token transfer. Ethereum has more data in terms of the use cases, but for Filecoin, it has the token layer, it has the upcoming FVM, and helping people to resolve their demand on decentralized storage. So that provides lots of use case level data. And also it provides an extra layer of data about the service quality of all those storage providers. And in the future, retrieval providers and data service or like cloud service provider in general. And that can really make a big case for a utility-driven service economy that's powered by tokenomics, and as what Colin has mentioned, like really cross the chasm for Filecoin to be adopted by the web in general. I mean, when you have so much data that's getting generated by the blockchain, if there's way that we can accessing it, analyze it, and create intelligence around it, there will be lots of new business ideas. There'll be lots of new opportunities that's going to generate it, or even it's just like a more transparent thing for everyone in general, right? We as Starboard has been working on network intelligence and trying to help people understand how is this network evolving for the past 1.5 years, and mostly just like since the launch of the Filecoin mainnet. And we just feel that there are still lots of demand. There are still lots of areas of interest that are not being addressed. And that's why we want to make sure that we have high value and composable network intelligence for everybody in this community. And then we are trying to deliver that by creating a pipeline of reliable, verifiable, and also composable network intelligence. By doing that, this is the pipeline that we're trying to build. And this is a community effort. We want more people to come joining this venture together, and then also giving us lots of feedback on how we can provide better data for people to build on top of them. And also, if you are working on some of the data yourselves, you want to create some network intelligence, you want to create some dashboards or analytics, also let us know. Happy to include that as part of this pipeline as well, so that more people can share and compound on each other's knowledge about the network. And also in the pipeline, we're trying to ship more data on the storage provider level, on token level, deal level, network address level, and also integrate that with the FVM data. So lots of new opportunities that can be built with the pipeline of network intelligence, and we just look forward to more of this kind of application, especially with the upcoming FVM. Thank you.
Amazing. I absolutely love Starboard. At File Singapore, I've been running around with a Starboard hat. So that brings us to the end of our presentations.